Welcome, viewers, to A Vision Media Broadcast once again, where you get all the Golden Era flicks, the Golden Era exclusive interviews,
Mhm.
videos. You see it all, man, on A Vision Media Broadcast, which is the Rotten Rascals. You all
Yes,
know this,
sir.
man.
Yes,
This man is
sir.
affiliated, man. Naughty by nature. He did some things. The group did some great things coming up, man. And
Yes, sir.
they they made a way for all of the new millennials out here. So they made the path for them right here. This group. Peace, brother. This is A
Peace,
Vision Media Broadcast. What's up, man?
peace, and blessings, man. How everything going?
Everything is doing well, man. You here right now, and I couldn't wait to get you on the show. Now
Oh,
we
we
have
here.
the Diesel. We here now, man. You know
Straight
what I
out the
mean?
gutters of Ill Town, broadcasting live.
That's where's it at, brother. That's where's it at. And the Rottin Razkals, we're a hip hop group,
Hmm.
signed to Motown Records, right?
Yep.
Composed as members as Chap, Fam, and Diesel, which is
Indeed.
yourself. You know what I
That
mean?
part.
There we go. There we go. Can you let the viewers know, man, and just tell me, where are you originally from? Where you from, man?
East Orange, New Jersey, aka Ill Town, Essex County, baby.
That's where's it at, man. And this where you was born and raised, right?
Born in Newark, raised in East Orange all my life. Yes, indeed.
Okay. Was everybody born in the same place? Well, raised in the same place.
More than likely, like I know Fam, I think Chap was born in Newark too, like, but we all was raised in East Orange. Me and Fam, like we from grade school, we played Pop Warner football together, in the schoolyard, all that good stuff. I met Chap when I was a little older, going into high school, when I started hanging on 18th Street where Naughty be at, you know what I mean?
Okay. Okay. All right. That's where's it at, man. So, and another thing we wanted to know, like, just and your neighborhood, man, and where you grew up at, how have that your surroundings shaped you in a creative sense? In what way? Like, how did that help you with your music career? Like, where you grew up at, stuff like that.
Okay, so I'm gonna state for the record, growing up in East Orange, like if you
Okay.
ever saw the movie Beat Street,
Yeah.
East Orange in the 80s was like Beat Street. Like, yo, I'm talking about elementary school. I did a
Yeah.
verse today. Shout out to my man Wise Most. He did a 50 salute record. He invited me on, and I put in there like you couldn't come on the playground unless you had like some pinstripe leaves, shell toes, some suede pumas. Like you couldn't come on the playground in the fourth
Yeah.
grade unless your fit was right and you was hip hopped out. You feel what
Hip
I'm
hop
saying?
out. Yeah. That's right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So the city was ill town from house to house, block to block. Like we was
Hmm.
battling, break dancing, all types of stuff in grade school.
Hmm. Wow. Wow. So, are you taking me back to how the group got together in the first place? Like, who did you meet first? How did everything happen between y'all in the group?
Well, like I said, even before like we got heavy into the music, like Fam was a childhood friend to me. We went to the
Same
same
school.
elementary school. We played Pop Warner football. The interesting thing about elementary school, like, for those who don't know, my older brother is Treach. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
like I said, the playground was hip hopped out. So dudes would be waiting to battle me when I got on the playground. Like dudes be ready to rhyme. So I used
Yeah.
to destroy him, like not even blowing myself up, I actually destroy him. So they cop out was always like, oh, that's his brother rhymes, them ain't his rhymes. But I was freestyling off the top of the dome. Fam was always there. We got older and Naughty broke through like right after high school. Like during high school, I was hanging with them dudes a little bit more realistically. I was coming down they block just to see my brother. I was from under the bridge. They was on the teen streets. Like my mother really threw my brother out. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I used to hang with them to go see my brother after school to see if he was all right already. But he was out in the
Yeah.
street scrambling. He used to chase me off the block because it was dangerous. But I
Hmm.
used to go see him like to make sure he all right. So KG's younger brother Mook Daddy, who I went to high school with, like he knew I rhymed. So he like, yo, let me hear some rhymes. And to
Hmm.
condense the story a little bit, he wound up taking me to KG, like, yo, these will rhyme. So Bug was like, word, let me hear something. And K Boogie, what we call him KG, he a very difficult
KG.
person to read. Like he's always cerebral in his thoughts. So while I'm freestyling, I can see him though. He like, Okay. So he wanted me to rock, right?
Wow.
It was me as a solo artist. I used to be writing rhymes on the block in my man Butch house. Rest in peace to Butch, the Chambers, Lil Steve Hassana and all them. I used to be writing rhymes on the block in his house. So I get stuck on some bars and fam would be in the house with me like, let me hear what you got. And I say what I got, and then he'd be like, yo, say this and that. And he'd give me like a bar or two, right?
Wow.
So to condense the story too, dude, like, I'm like, yo, you might as well start rhyming. He's like, I don't know how to rhyme. I'm like, yeah, you do. Every time I get stuck, you give me a couple of bars,
Yeah.
So that's how he got on rhyming. And condensing the story again, we was trying to figure out a name while Naughty was working on the 1993 album.
Yeah, 93.
Norton Day was working on the 93 album. Treach did a verse referring to us, and he was like, Ill-Town Rottin Razkals. So we outside the booth, we just looked at each other like, oh, the Rottin Razkals, that sound like something. And that's how we got the name.
So the name clicked when he said the Ill-Town Rottin Razkals.
Yeah, he's a creative dude, man. He just came from the left cerebral with that joint, and it was like, bam, and it stuck.
Wow. Now, being as though Treach is your big brother, right?
Yeah.
Treach the big brother. Was he one of your biggest influences coming up in the game?
Absolutely. So now I'm gonna take you back again, like before he got kicked out the house. Like, I guess because of the acoustics, this dude used to always write in the bathroom, right? He'd take his boombox in there, and he in there for the longest. I gotta hold my pee. I'm dancing outside. He just in there, right? But I'm listening. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And even that, like, it used to be in this, like I said, the hood was hip hop, right? When we was little kids, the park across the street, every Friday was a hip hop where you could break dance or you could say rhymes. They had a rhyme battle. My brother won every one, like 100%. So I was there listening as a little kid. It's another Ill-Town legend MC, Mike C, that used to hang with my brother. They used to rhyme sometime in the hallway. I'm listening, bro. So this way I got all my flavor, my style, my linguistics, my vocabulary. I'm listening to these jokers.
Yeah.
So as a youngin' coming up under them, they just grooming me, not even knowing they grooming me.
Wow. So that's dope because you got a brother that's dope. Everybody knows Treach, man. This guy, he tear records up. You know what I mean? That's what he do, man. Now you mentioned KG. KG was a DJ.
Absolutely, for Naughty, and he produced our first album, Rotten to the Core.
Rotten to the Core, which was a dope album. I'm glad you brought that up. That album was banging, and I believe that a lot of people slept on that album, man, or it just wasn't pushed out right. You know what I mean?
It was, I think, and now that I'm older, I think it was a combination of two. It was the time and us coming right up under Naughty and being released at the same time as Naughty. Okay. A lot of people was like, well, I ain't got to buy the Rascal album. They're going to be all over Naughty album. Yeah. And then too, like, we was on Motown, which wasn't known as a hip hop label. They had
like R&B. No, not R&B. It was like a
R&B. You right? It is. Rhythm and blues and soul, right? Yeah. So they created a hip hop division called Mad Sounds, right? Okay. They was doing the game like they ain't really know what they was doing, and they folded like soon after we released our project. You know what I mean? Wow. So we wasn't getting a lot of push, and at that time in the '90s, like Mobb Deep, Tupac, like you had so much variety. Biggie Smalls came out and toured with
Nas,
like Illmatic, like, so you know what I mean?
Yeah. Wow. So back then, I call it the golden years, man. That's what it was, man. And it was a lot of competition. So when the Rottin Razkals, you bring your album out, you up against all the people you just talked about.
Yeah, legendary greats.
That's right, legendary greats, man. But the good thing about it is y'all was out in that time, that era.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I remember, man, in 1994, no, 95, I heard the hit song, Oh Yeah. Right. Playing on the radio. Then I saw the video. I love the beat. If the beat is banging, then I'm hooked. Like, and the lyrics is always fire. It was dope. And I want to thank y'all. You're welcome, man. I want to thank y'all for your contribution. The Rottin Razkals are playing a major part and doing 50 years of hip hop because y'all are a piece of that puzzle, man. You know what I mean?
Man, I'm just grateful to God to have the opportunity. Like I said, I've been a hip hop head since I could remember,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like to actually be a part of it is it's like a dream come true
That's
because
right. That's right.
basically my whole life was hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Into the experience, I tell people all the times, in my lifespan, I done experienced about 4 lifespans worth of experiences. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And hip hop provided me that, touring all over the plan, seeing distant lands I never would have seen otherwise. You understand what I'm saying? And
Right.
meeting greats like Tupac, Biggie, you name them. I met them, chilled with them, and they good peoples. Like, you know, everybody get the celebrity persona,
Yeah.
but I done chilled with them all from LL Cool J, and they like just real down to earth people.
That's right. That's right. Were y'all ever like attending any 50 years of hip hop events? Because you know they have them all the time. Did y'all go to any?
I didn't. I'm gonna keep it real with you, man. I'm like a hermit. Like, and my DJ Chap is even more of a hermit than me. But I don't get out much. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm low key.
Okay.
I play behind the scenes more than I'm out and about. You feel what I'm saying? So
Okay.
I'm on some lay low stuff. You know, I'm firing off from the bunker. Bop, 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 bop. Who was that shooting?
That's what's it at, man. You know, because I know that when you saying 50 years of hip hop, you got to go back and get everybody that played a major part. You know what I mean?
Right, like Run DMC, like yo,
You
it
got
was
to
a
go back.
channel called U68 when I was a little kid where you could see like Run DMC and they show them doing the Fresh Fest, LL Cool J. Like it
Yeah,
was like
yeah.
all
Yeah.
monumental for me.
Wow, man. Well, I'm glad you're here, man. And the group
Glad to
first
be here.
appeared. Yeah, y'all first appeared in 1993 on "Knock 'Em Out the Box." Am I correct?
Knock them out the box.
What when you
Yes,
on
sir.
"Knock 'Em Out
That
the
was my
Box"?
first verse in the studio.
I was going to ask you, what was that your debut? Like the group's debut?
Yeah, that was like my real first verse in the studio because you know I was a what we'll call a sidewalk rocker or rapper, like, or in a study hall beating on the table, somebody beating the beat and I'm rapping, you know what I'm saying? So rapping in the studio was like a different type of vibe for me, you know. So I had to get acclimated to it real quick. You know, I had the vets there helping me through it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say in the verse, no punches and shit in the mix. We got a bag of tricks because I kept losing my breath. So K like, yo, just punch it. I'm like, no, take it from the top. He like, yo, we'll be here all night. I'm like, no, we ain't punching it. Take it from the top.
Wow, wow, and that's how you did it from the top, right? And then
Absolutely.
move. Wow. So was that the time when you when the group signed that deal with Motown right after that "Knock 'Em Out the Box"?
It wasn't right after. Like, I just recently got some information, you know, because I was 19 back then, 17, 18, 19 back
Yeah,
then. So
yeah, yeah.
I was talking to K's brother, who was our road manager. Shout out Poop Camille Gitz. He was telling me like, yo, back then, like K was under pressure. K wanted to wait with y'all and build y'all hype up more before signing y'all. But you know, Motown was beating on the door and keeping it all things real. Like, we was halfway in the street and you know, halfway trying to focus on the game. So K was getting pressure like, yo, if you don't get them signed now, you run the risk of them getting caught up in some stuff in the street. Like, you got to get them signed right now. So
That's right.
everything happened for a reason. Like, you know, come to find out later that Motown fit probably wasn't the best fit for us. But like I said, everything happened for a reason.
Yeah, it does. It definitely does. And what happened after that? Like what happened to the group? And why only bring out one album when y'all was hot? Like y'all was really on fire, and only dropped one album, right?
But we ain't had no contract with them. So realistically, they had signed artists that they had priorities to, and you know, Naughty was doing their thing, and you know, some people did show inside from interest from outside the circle, but we were so loyal, like we kind of just was waiting until whatever cleared up, and Naughty was going to handle what they needed to handle. But we start shopping. We start recording with our money. We start recording another album. We start shopping it, and that's a whole nother story about dealing with ARs and record labels and stuff like that. But further down the line, maybe like 7 or 8 years later, we wind up releasing independently our second album. A lot of people are unaware of, called The Grizzly Grind. And I'm gonna tell everybody right now, all the Rascal Maniacs that's still with me, oh yeah, go to Rottin Razkals YouTube. Subscribe. There's so much behind the scenes stuff, and our highly sought after second album, The Grizzly Grind, is on there. And also my latest drop, Diesel is Dope, my solo album, is all on the Rottin Razkals hip hop channel.
Yeah, Diesel is dope. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Check that out. That's right, man. So really, it was more of a, do you think you want to say ego, or it was more of, you know, somebody wanted to be this person or that person, the way how the group just collapsed like that, you know?
Nah, well, the group never really folded. Like, we stayed together, but it was like I said, loyalty. Like,
the loyalty.
Instead of doing, it was on us. Instead of doing what we needed to do and going outside our network and get with other individuals, you know, we was like waiting for Naughty, like, but Naughty was moving. They was putting out album after album. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, you know, it was on us. We should have went outside of the group, outside the camp, and did what we had to do for us.
Yeah. What's the future for Rottin Razkals? Like, do you see? Will we see another album drop, man, in the future?
I believe so. You know, my man Fam, I think he's working on his son Jackie. I think Key Savo. He's a up and coming hip hop artist. So Fam is focused on working on that. My album was actually supposed to be the third Rottin Razkals album, but you know, he was running over there and I was running what I was running with. So I just felt the need, like, we need to get something out right now. So I dropped that a few months ago. You know what I mean? But it's always a chance for another Razkals album. Like, you know what I mean? That's easy. That's easy. But let me ask you this. Have you checked out the second album, The Grizzly Grind?
I didn't hear the Grizzly, but I got it listed. Mm-hmm. I didn't hear it though, but I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, go on YouTube and check that out, because it's telling everything that happened after, you know, the Oh Yeah and the Rotten to the Core album. The Grizzly Grind telling you everything that happened between then and when we recorded the Grizzly Grind.
Wow, man, wow, that's dope, man. I'm gonna check it out, the Grizzly Grind, because we need it back, man. We need the Rottin Razkals back. Everybody was lyricists, like we talking about MCs. You know
right? Yeah. We're from that era.
That's right, that era, that era. Do you have anyone that you consider your mentor?
Absolutely. Like, Naughty by nature, I gotta say, really, my brother was my biggest influence. I gotta shout out Vin Rock. Vin, like, even to this day, like, always trying to guide me in the right direction, and he always had positive words for me. And K2, like, they groomed me. You understand what I'm saying? So I gotta big up to them dudes, the Flavor Unit, Shakim, Latifah, like, you know, just being around them guys, Apache, Lakim, Shabazz, like, everybody saw me as baby bruh, and they treated me as such, and they always had words of wisdom for me, and like, yo, go about it like this and do that.
That's dope, man. Back then, like I said, the golden years, was it more easier for you, for the group to get in because of Treach, Naughty by Nature?
Absolutely.
Like, yeah, like easy to kick down doors because they was right there, right?
Absolutely. Like, we was in with them. So, and then they was the hottest group at the time. So if they said, yo, check them out, the whole world was like, oh, what they talking about?
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I know you've been around the world, man. I know you've been doing tours with them. You know, even when y'all was chilling, y'all still was out with them doing tours. I know you ran into a lot of money, a lot of the fame, all of that. But how do you define success as an artist?
That's a good question. To me, success isn't monetary, right? Yeah. Success in the music game is being able to express yourself the way you want to express yourself, right? I always tell my son, shout out Nito, he's like an up and coming artist. You're going to hear him on my album, Diesel is Dope. He has a track called Nito, a world premiere. He's dope. But anyway, I tell him, music is the rawest form of self-expression. You know, don't compromise that for anything. So to take you back, like when we were shopping, before we did Grizzly Grind, we were shopping the record labels. We'd play our demo, and they would literally be like, yo, I like that. That's tough, but I need you to do something more like, or whatever was hot at the time. Like, no, bro, we not compromising. We are who we are. Like, you know, so they ain't want to rock with that. And that's another reason why y'all ain't hear us in a while.
Wow. Because sometimes the record label try to change you, right? The label.
Well, the A&R specifically, like I said, we shop we shot plenty of demos to plenty labels, like, and all of it's like the same broken record. All of them like, yo, we need you to do something like this, like party in the club or selling drugs. Like, we done been through all that. Our vibe is different, what we used to call reality rap, right? And we didn't want to sound like everybody else. We from the era where, like KRS-One said, you have to have style and learn to be original. We ain't want to sound like everybody else. We ain't want to rap what everybody else was rapping about.
That's right.
We wanted to be us and leave our fingerprint on the game.
That's what it is. You want to be different. You want to be who you are. You know what I mean?
That part.
Not like no one else.
Absolutely.
What is one experience in life that without it, you wouldn't be the artist you are today?
Man, be honest with you.
That's a thinker.
I gotta be honest with you, man. It's like it's a fine line, right? And I always say reality rap. Like, I almost lost my life on several occasions. You know what I mean? So the reality of that, all the experiences I had, but you know, almost losing my life makes me the man that I am today, along with the MC that I am today. You know what I mean?
Wow. That's deep there. That's deep.
Word up.
You said a few times you almost lost your life.
Yeah, a few times, man. I had a couple close encounters. You know, God saw me through it, though. You know, got the head split up, all type of stuff. Been in a couple of car accidents. A couple of jokers tried to get at me, but thanks to God, I'm still here.
Yeah, we just lost. I'm in Philly right now. We just lost a brother, Gilly the Kid's son. Yesterday.
Heard about that, man. Big prayers to his family, man, and condolences.
Yeah, that was deep. Man, that was deep. And I'm glad you made it through. Your hard times also, man. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that, man. Thank God.
Yep. If it wasn't for rap, man, where do you think you'll be at right now if you wasn't doing this, like focusing on rap music?
I think my life would have went in a totally different direction. Like I said, around that time, you know, I was teetering on some different things, and to be honest with you, I hung with the car thieves and the criminals. Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of my friends from back then ain't around right now. A lot of them in jail and ain't coming home, like in prison. And shout out to everybody that I know, man. I can't name y'all all, but you know how I'm the realest, and I love y'all all, man. A lot of jokers in situations they can't get out of right now because Ill Town is really ill, and like we was really living that life.
Yeah, so Ill Town was more like, is it projects over there in Ill Town?
It wasn't too many projects. Like we like on the borderline of Newark, like so. It's all Essex County. Whatever was going on in Newark, it was going on in Ill Town. Like, you know what I mean? So it's the same difference.
Yeah,
you know, back in the day, they called us the carjack capital. Like, we used to go on the road, and other MCs and stuff used to see us like, yo, they really be taking people cars out there like that. I'm like, oh yeah, it is. That's like a way of life of living for a lot of jokers.
Yeah, almost like New Jersey Drive movie. Like, I've been watching that, John.
No, like really, they did the movie about it because it was a whole way of life over here. You know what I mean?
Wow. Well, you know, we all been through some things, man, and then after a while, you grow out of that.
Right, absolutely.
You share them experiences for to another person where you might can help somebody else that's doing that stuff too.
You hit it right on the head, because currently right now what I do is I work with the youth. I mentor the youth. I'm also a high school football coach. I've been doing that for like 10 years. And I tell the kids all the time, I went through my adversities. Maybe God spared me only to tell y'all how to move around those obstacles and not get caught up into it. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Oh, shout out East Orange Campus Jaguars, sharks in the water, blood in the water. That's my team, my coach. That part.
How long you been doing that for, man? Like coaching?
I've been coaching football altogether for over 20 years. I've been coaching high school football for about 11 to 12 years now.
Wow. So basically, this is like a career for you, man.
Absolutely. Like, if you remember, the AO video was all based around football. Like, we used to have a whole street football league. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So along with hip hop, football has always been one of my passions.
Oh, that's dope, man. Keep it up, man. We need more like you, brother. Keep it up, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that, bro. I'm gonna definitely try, indeed.
Do you have a top five MCs out here? Like, right now? I know it's rough, man. But do you have a top five?
Yeah, I have a top five. I got to be honest. I don't really listen to too much contemporary, like the newer rap artists, but
Yeah.
biased and unbiased, I gotta say Treach is probably, number one.
Yeah.
Um, a brother I feel as though they don't get enough credit, Busta Rhymes.
That's right.
Uh,
That's right.
LL Cool J always been one of my favorite MCs. Big Daddy Kane, one of my biggest influence, and of course KRS-One.
Wow, that's dope. Yeah, that's a dope top five right there. That's dope.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All lyrical MCs. And then the thing about Bust too was the style. I was always impressed with Busta's style. Like, so he influenced me as well too. When you listen to again, YouTube, Rottin Razkals, when you listen to the Grizzly Grind album, you could hear on there a lot of times you might not know it's me. Like some of my boys, he'd be like, was like, yo, who was that on that record? I'm like, that's me. They like, oh, that ain't you. I'm like, yeah, bro, that's me. So I like flip different styles.
Yeah,
I don't
man.
always come on the same tempo.
You flip it on them, mix it up.
Absolutely.
Because when I hear, that's right. Because when I hear Batter Up, Oh Yeah, Frustration, Ayo,
right.
Hey All Right was banging, Liquor Shot, One Time for Your Mind, Get Up.
That's my favorite right there, One Time for Your Mind.
I was going to ask you, out of all the songs that I've named, even the rest of the album, even Life's a Bastard, right?
Yeah.
Name three of your hottest songs from that album?
Definitely One Time for Your Mind.
One Time for Your Mind.
Life of a Bastard. And the Posse joint, Lick Off a Shot.
Yeah, Lick a Shot. Okay. Wow. Yeah, see, 96, man. Well, not 96, like the 90s, period.
Yeah, mid-90s.
The mid-90s was off the hook, man. It was, man. What did you
Boot Camp Clip.
Oh, man.
Mobb Deep.
Mobb Deep. That's right, man. You even had Smith & Wesson. You had,
Boot Camp Clip. That's all WW. I love them guys, man. Yeah. WBCC. Worldwide Boot Camp Clip. Black Moon.
Black Moon. You got Black Moon.
Smith & Wesson. Ruck and Rock. One of my favorite original gun clappers.
That's right. Yeah. You had some MCs, man. It was real dope back then. They was dropping albums like crazy, man. And everybody was dope,
Lyrically,
that's right. Lyrically dope, man, back then, man. Yep. What do you expect your fans to know about the new music coming out?
Again, I just released my first solo album, Diesel is Dope, right? And for those who didn't know, that's a follow-up to the second studio album we did, which was the Grizzly Grind. So the Grizzly Grind is picking up on after the Oh Yeah era and the Rotten to the Core era, and it's explaining our story. So I start off with Diesel is Dope, giving you my personal, on Grizzly Grind, I'm telling you from a Rottin Rascal, this is what happened with the Rascals.
Yeah.
On Diesel is Dope, I'm telling you from my personal perspective. Like, I got a song on there called Behind the Rhymes, right? And it's basically talking about going through things with my baby mother, like, you know what I'm saying? And the rhyme is talking about stuff when my kids are grown now, but it's talking about the time, like around after the album dropped, like, because this is my story. A lot of people ask me, like, yo, what happened? This is what happened after that. You know what I mean? So it's basically just telling the story, like how you asked, like, what happened to y'all? Where did y'all go? What happened?
That's right. Yeah, because it's like you just vanished or been quiet.
That part. But we still was behind the scenes grinding. It's just like the industry they wasn't letting us in because we wasn't talking about popping champagne and moving Coke packs.
It's sad because now it's like that. It's worse. It's worse now because there's a lot of real MCs that have some uplifting information to give out, but they can't push it.
You don't hear about it.
You don't hear about it because the industry won't let them push it out.